want to talk about some behind the scenes about the modeling industry. Because I'm sure people would like love to know.
Yeah.
So, because it's just so unique, right?
Yeah.
So what's been the strangest experience working in the modeling industry?
Oh, that's a hard question. Okay. So I think people have an idea of what the modeling industry is in their head.
Mm-hmm.
They think it's like high fashion, you know, super skinny people, everyone's just beautiful, breathtakingly beautiful, you know. Actually, the commercial modeling industry is not really like that anymore. And it was quite a negative, toxic environment in the past. And I'm quite glad to say that Gingersnap exists to be able to avoid models having the same experiences that my mum had, for example, in the past. It's a weird industry, like weird stuff happens. It's not like your normal, you know, everyday run of the mill business. You know, we have like, I can't think of another industry where I have like teenage girls calling me up crying, you know, all the time, or people that bring their dog to a shoot, or their girlfriend, or, you know, cancels at the last minute. You know, so much happens. And my whole team is so like dynamic and reflective that, you know, responsive to all of that could happen. And we try really hard to create an environment where everyone feels safe and protected, especially when there's like quite vulnerable people involved, like young girls, for example. But like stuff goes wrong all the time. Like we had this one girl, and she went to do the music video for quite a big artist. And unfortunately, the stylist that attended that shoot didn't have the right size clothes for her. They thought she was a size 8 and she was a size 10 or 12 or whatever, just a miscommunication. And I'll never forget that model's phone call to me. Like, she was mortified because she had to go home. There was no clothes that fit her, and she felt like she was too fat to do that job. And that absolutely mortified me, because the whole reason that Gingersnap exists is to make sure things like that don't happen. But the industry is it's like a monster. It's like, it's amazing and it's really exciting, but also it can be quite harsh and dangerous. But on the flip side of that, you know, I have models that have met their husband or wife on a photo shoot. I have models that get flown here, there, and everywhere, that, you know, go to these amazing locations and destinations. I have a model that did a photo shoot for Cancer Research UK. And on that job, you know, they were talking about getting mammograms and getting checked and that kind of thing. She'd never had a mammogram before, but off the back of that photo shoot, she got a mammogram. She was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer.
No way.
Yeah. And she's in remission now. She's fine because they found it. She would never have had a mammogram if I didn't send her to that job. We say all the time in the office, we're not saving lives. Like, it's okay. Things happen, you know, shit goes wrong. Things happen all the time. But on that occasion, like, you know, we were really impacting people's lives. And that's the best thing about my job, is that I get to change if the conditions are right, if they've got something about them and they want it enough, because models have to work hard too. It's not just about what you look like. If the conditions lend itself, we can really change people's lives.
That's insane. I would have never thought that could have happened.
Yeah.
Wow. What are the dark sides of, say, the modeling industry that maybe, like, obviously wouldn't happen at Gingersnap because like you've gone through it, but like, what are some crazy stories you've heard from like other sides of it?
It can get really dark. So listen, the fashion industry is a whole different beast, and it's not something that I really relate to or have any desire to move into. But the fashion industry can get really dark. You know, when there's a lot of young girls and a lot of older men in the same industry, bad things inevitably happen. I've heard countless stories of young girls getting, you know, sexually assaulted at photo shoots, or, you know, people getting taken advantage of, you know, professionally or personally. Because when you have a collection of young girls that want something enough, they're really vulnerable. and really bad things can happen.
It's just insane how that stuff still happens.
Yeah, it does. And I will say the commercial industry is nothing like that. It probably doesn't happen as much anymore, but I work very hard to make sure that my models are safe at all times. Like, that's my number one priority. I've cancelled shoots in the past because I've got a weird vibe from a photographer. I've cancelled in fact, I cancelled a job before because I wasn't there was some children involved in the shoot, and I wasn't comfortable with where they were shooting or the vibe of the shoots at all. And I'm not, like, that's okay. I'm not scared to lose the money to retain people's safety. And I do think that's why people come to us, because we really care. We like to say we're really nice, that we're a nice industry. I'm never going to take your measurements and tell you that you're too big. I'm never going to tell you that you need to clear your skin up before you can be a model. I'm never going to tell you that you're too tall or too short, or your nose is too big, or your hair's too short or too long or too grey. Like, we'll take you as you are, and there is a place for you in the industry.